Intel reveals details on Thunderbolt 4. It'll bring universal ports and cables to computers. All right, so seeing how I only have USB-C, and yeah, it doesn't all work. So this is good for me, right?
All right, so last year we reported on Thunderbolt 3, and I complained vociferously, that's my big word of the day,
I'm looking that up.
About how confusing the state of Thunderbolt was at the time. It was a gigantic mess. And so if you had a laptop with a little mark on it that had Thunderbolt, first off, it was hard to tell if you even had Thunderbolt 3 support. Then whether you had alternate mode for graphics, whether it had the 5 or 10 gig or 20 gig bandwidth on it, there were all these different things that you just couldn't tell by looking at the port anymore. And so I thought at some point things would get better, and they really haven't. So Intel announced the details on Thunderbolt 4, which was supposed to be announced at CES, or I guess it was announced at CES back in January, and now is just starting to reach to where you might actually be able to buy it. So it is designed really for one purpose, to take all of the BS that Thunderbolt 3 released and roll it into one simple standard. So really, Thunderbolt 4 is what Thunderbolt 3 should have been. Thunderbolt 3 could do up to 40 gigabit per second. Thunderbolt 4 can do up to 40 gigabits per second. So it's not an increase in speed, but Intel claims that it is the most future-proof Thunderbolt ever, and that it is collapsing. I wish we could, well, for our viewers, maybe you'll be able to see this, but for our listeners, you won't. They basically take 12 different types of USB-C port and roll it all into one standard now. But then their little slogan is, just look for the Thunderbolt. If you see a Thunderbolt next to a USB-C port, then that means you'll have this support for all these crazy things. The problem is they've used that Thunderbolt to represent Thunderbolt 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so the Thunderbolt means nothing at this point.
Well, there's a 4 on that picture as well, of the picture of the cable they have. Maybe there's going to be a 4? On
the cable, but not on the port. Like, I've got cables that have the 3 on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have an issue with the phrase future-proof?
Yeah.
Like, anytime someone goes, it's future-proof, except for that thing that will supplant this in the future.
Not even the term future-proof is future-proof.
Yeah, it's like, then why did you already reserve Thunderbolt5.com?
and for a moment, I thought Don was going to go, takes all the crap that was Thunderbolt 3 and rolls it up into a bigger ball of crap. That's what I thought.
Accurate statement. Accurate statement.
So I know we had an issue for a while with like Thunderbolt, USB-C. Does it support video? Does it not? Is this going to alleviate some of that as far as like cabling and all that? Or am I still going to have to be like, well, hold on a second. Look.
That's the plan, is that if you have a a Thunderbolt 4 port, and see here I'm screwing up USB-C versus Thunderbolt, but if you have a Thunderbolt 4 port, that it will handle not only 40 gigabit speed transfer, so very high data rate transfers, it will also support the DisplayPort mode and alternate mode, and it will do charging. So it'll support charging over that port as well. So all the mysterious things that make up the crazy mixture today, right? Like you might have a straight storage port. You might have one that's straight charging, one that's storage and charging, one that's USB 4 versus USB 2 versus USB 3. Like, it's all supposed to be wrapped into one, and this now becomes the one port to rule them all. If you enjoyed that segment, be sure to check out our entire podcast available in the playlist right here. And you can always subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech news and other happenings in the IT world. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for new episodes. I hope to see you there.